Okay, how do you create your database? So I'm going to show you how to do that through PhpMyAdmin. Let's say you're doing this project home and you need to set up that database, right? So you're going to create a new database. So I'm going to say, I'll call it example. That's what I'll call the database, right? So right here I'll say example, right? Create. So now the database's name is called example, right? And then we need the table, right? So let's say users, same name as in the game that I just made. Users, 3 fields, go. And now you have to fill in the 3 fields. So the first field is called ID, the second field is called name, the last field is called score. Okay, the ID field is going to be an integer field, right? And length values, how many people are going to play your game. I'll just say 5 values, let's say. So I think that's 5 places. And I'm going to set it up as the primary key or unique key, right? And I'm going to auto increment it. I believe that's what I'm going to set up here. Yeah, primary or unique. There we go. And then for the name, it's going to be a variable character type of field. And for the name, I'm only going to use 3 characters length. So like kind of like the classic arcade games, you can only put in your initials, right? That sounds cool to me. And then for score, your score will also be an integer, and we'll say the score could go up to like, let's say 8 places or 6 places, 100,000, or 7 places, 1,000,000, and then it turns over. I don't know. So I'm going to say 7 places. That sounds good. And you can put in a default value of 0, maybe, right? And that looks good. And when you, I think that's correct. ID, auto increment. You can only have 1 field auto increment, and I want the ID to auto increment so that each new user has, you know, the next number in line, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the rows. And I believe that's all I need. At the end, I'll just hit save. And I'm done. So now there's my users table, and I've got ID, name, and score. And if I wanted to, I can start inserting users to test with, right? So let's see here. Go to users, right? And then say maybe insert let's see here, value, I'll say 1, right? And then, you know, TST for test, for name, and then score, I'll put in, you know, 487,000, let's say, and hit go. Okay, and now if I click on users, you'll see that I have my first test user in there, ID 1, test name, name is TST, and then their score. And I can add more users by just inserting them in for my test. And try one more time. So value is going to be 2. This will be the second ID, and name Z, and score 444, and go. And now I click on the users, and I've got 2 people in the database. So my database name is example, the table is users. Inside the table there's 3 columns for 3 fields, ID, name, and score.